mean, I want to be hopeful now that Jesse's wrote stay. You've got to be a little bit hopeful. Obviously, I was ready to leave tonight, and I'm really in shock still of the fact that he did write stay. He made me not trust him more.
I remember saying this before, that people need to be careful of their behavior while they're on Mafs, because Mafs will play till eternity. And I remember very well CJ and Jesse talking about the 3-day, this 3-day challenge, we're going to crush it, we're not going to have a fallout, everybody's just saying the wrong thing, they're just saying whatever, we will overcome that. And look where they are. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by, Tiggle Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, New Zealand, Season 4, Episode 9. One thing Mafs is going to do is they're going to let you waffle, and then they're going to play that reel of you waffling on and show you doing the exact opposite. Because you had Cara and Jesse going on and on about, what's all this big deal about day 3? We're doing good. We don't have any issues. Day 3 for us has been amazing. And then things just went off the rail in the previous episode where Peri and Steph were laughing because they had to sit there and witness this awkward encounter. So it seems with Cara and Jesse, they spent the night in different apartments, and then they sort of sit down with James and Sam just for moral support. I don't think they were both honest when they told James and Sam what was going on with them. I think everyone was sort of trying to put their best foot forward. I didn't hear Cara say, she belittled him and told him, this is another conversation. You came here for a reason, so you need to do. Because it more or less came across as though she was saying, you came here to get married, and you are married, so you have to behave like a married man, and this is how I expect you to behave. And it's like, no, that's not it. What if he told you came here to get married, this and this and this is what I want you to do? You'd be up in arms. So the two of you have to compromise if you really want to get married. And I don't know whether they're actually going to work as a couple, because Jesse is going to check out, and once he checks out, it's going to be very, very difficult for Cara to win him back. I like the fact that James and Sam did not try and take sides. They just gave their moral support and then just left it at that. And James was like, oh, well, I only heard what he said. I don't know what exactly the truth is. I can only go with what he said, and then hopefully it will all be resolved at the commitment ceremony, which was amazing. All the couples arrive for the commitment ceremony, and first off, they start off with the happy couple, James and Sam. This happens all the time on Married at First Sight, in the sense that not every couple will be a train wreck. There will be a couple that are perfectly matched, that will align on a lot of things, that really want to get married and will put in the work in order to succeed. And this, I think, is Sam and James. I didn't expect Sam to be all in, but I think seeing the man that James is, and the fact that he's still worried. He said this at the stag do, and he said it again on the couch, that my biggest fear is I might not be a good role model for her son, which shows that he's already thinking of the future. He's thinking of the impact he's going to have on her child. He's not just focused on, she's good looking, she's got a nice body, she's got a nice bum. No, he's looking at the whole picture. Yes, I'll be able to provide financially, I'll be able to be there and do a lot of things that are needed to be done by the man of the house, but also I need to be a good role model for this child, and I'm worried that I might not be able to do that. I love that Sam was very supportive. They both seem like they're falling in love. I hope they continue on this path, and I hope they continue to put in the work, because they have the makings of being a very successful couple. And I would love this for Sam, especially given the fact that she's already got a child. You want someone who aligns with you when you're going to introduce your child to that person, because you don't want to constantly be bringing different men all the time. So that was cute. Next up is Peri and Steph. Peri and Steph struggled, and I'm really happy that John actually said something that I've said before, if I remember very well, because they were sort of saying everything is good, and then eventually they opened up and sort of said, we struggled when they came back from the honeymoon, or while they were on the honeymoon, Peri had left, and Steph has got abandonment issues, so she didn't take it kindly to him leaving her. She felt he had abandoned her. And it's like, people come in with trauma. At times people need to go to therapy before they enter these shows, just because their trauma is then, or their issues are then projected on TV for the world to see. And it's good in a way because it gives them material to work on, but the world is not always positive. People can be nasty. So I think people need, if you're going to sign up for a show like Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, whatever show it is, go to therapy first. Go to therapy and make sure you're in the right space and you're ready to receive love. I like the fact that they eventually opened up and Peri took responsibility for his actions and owned up to what he had done in his previous relationships, and the fact that him opening up to Steph has allowed her to sort of be more patient and more sort of open-minded. And so I like the fact that John told her that if you're going to continue to run through your list and say, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, you're going to lose a great guy. I think they have great chemistry, Steph and Peri. Especially I loved them when they were gossiping about Cara and Jesse yesterday. So I hope, if nothing else, Steph sort of takes her list and puts it to the side. I said this before. She said she wants 3 children. She needs to decide, does she want 3 biological children or does she want 1 child and 2 of Peri's? She needs to make that make sense, because otherwise, if she's going down this list, she's going to struggle to get the guy that will want to have that many children and that is emotionally available to sort of accommodate the things that she wants and be patient with her. So hopefully she takes on board what Peri said and what John said as well. They both decided to stay. Am I surprised? No, because the issues were not that big, so I'm not surprised that they both chose to stay. Next is Michael and Cara. Michael and Cara, their drama is unnecessary. That's what I'm going to say. Their issues are unnecessary. They are petty issues that don't need to be issues. Obviously, they talk about the fact that, she feels like, she keeps going on about the fact that she's not attracted to him. And it's like, just because he doesn't say anything doesn't mean he doesn't have an opinion. Maybe he is not attracted to you as well. Maybe he is not attracted to you. I've said this before, that people need to stop saying you're not my type, or I'm not attracted to you, because you don't know what the other person is thinking. They might be just being polite and not saying anything, but they actually feel the same way you do, but they've chosen not to hurt your feelings. For her to cry and say, oh, I don't want to hurt anyone, I don't want, well, you are hurting him by continually repeating it. Regardless of the fact that you start crying and you start apologizing and whatever, you're still hurting his feelings. Every time you bring up the fact that you're not physically attracted to him, you're hurting his feelings. Every single time you bring that up, you're hurting his feelings. Whether you want to or whether you don't, you're still hurting his feelings. And I wish the experts had asked him, are you attracted to her? Because she says, oh, he's very polite, he ticks a lot of boxes for the things that I want in a partner, but I'm not attracted to him. And yeah, he does talk for her and he does go on about a lot of stuff at times, but still that's not justifiable enough reason for her to continue to say she's not attracted to this man. Because the likes of me are going to ask, okay, let's see the people you've dated before, let's see what they look like, because you've gone on about Mike not being your type for so long. It's not necessary. And I think the experts, yes, it was good that they called out Mike, but they should have called out as well that you need to be mindful of what you say and how you say it. Because at the end of the day, he was upset and he ended up storming off during the honeymoon because of the way she came across to him. I'm surprised they didn't bring up the issue of her saying, he's here to promote his business. Why didn't she say that? Did she not think that would be a good look? Make it make sense? Am I surprised they stayed? No, I'm not. Because they both know they stand to benefit by staying on the show. So irregardless of whatever they spoke about and the tears and everything else, they were both going to stay. The only reason why she would not have stayed is if he was mean to her. But he's not mean to her. He's complimentary, he's loving, he's caring, he's attentive. So she was never going to leave. Irregardless of the fact that she was preaching about he's not here for the right reasons, he's here to promote his business. If that's what you think, right, leave. Why are you still here? Anyway, I digress. Lastly, we have CJ. Apparently, they're calling her CJ and Jesse. Obviously, they speak about the toothbrush incident. What do I think? If I want to be suspicious, if I want the other part of me to be sort of questioning everything and reflective, I think he saw someone he didn't want to see him, and this is why he needed to leave the event, and he quickly thought, let me say, let's go and buy a toothbrush. That way I can avoid. Either he saw someone he wanted to avoid, or he saw someone he wanted to talk to and pretended to buy the toothbrush so that he could go and speak to that person. That's what I can only think of. There's no other reason as to why he would suddenly have this urge to buy a toothbrush and then not use the toothbrush after he's bought it. It doesn't make sense. A suspicious mind would think he either saw someone you wanted to avoid, or he saw someone you wanted to speak to, and so this was his way of sort of getting a way to have either disappear or have a conversation. That's just my opinion. They spoke about their communication style. Their problem is they like to belittle one another. This is my thing. They like to belittle one another. They are not very respectful towards each other when they are communicating. It's heartbreaking. The fact that she's always talking about age and his commitment to the process, and is he here for the right reasons? I don't trust him. I don't. And yet he has never said the same thing to her. I wish he would tell her the same, that I don't trust you as well. I think you're not here for the right reasons. I think she comes with a lot of baggage. I think she has a lot of trauma. She's been through a lot, and whatever trauma she's bringing to this relationship is the reason why they're having problems, in my opinion. Because even as they were talking, she kept going on about, oh, he does this, he does that. And then they had to sit and sort of look at one another and tell each other how they feel. And unless she respects him as a person, or unless she's able to acknowledge that, yes, he's younger than me, but at least he's able to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they're going to struggle as a couple. That's just my opinion. They're going to struggle as a couple. They're going to struggle to sort of see a way forward in sort of meeting each other's needs. Was I surprised that he wrote stay? No, I'm not. I don't think anyone would want to leave on the first day unless something very serious happened. I think if he had known that he was shown to be saying, are you loopy or whatever, he would have left. But I think he's going to try and stay. That way he can revamp his character. And for her to say, I don't trust him because he wrote stay. And it's like, so you've been questioning whether he's really here for the right reasons. He's telling you he's here, he wants to get married, so he's going to stay and try and work on your relationship. Now you're questioning, you're saying you don't trust him because he's decided to stay. What did you want this man to do? What do you want exactly from this relationship? They have a lot of issues, and it's going to be challenging for them sort of to overcome those issues that they have. And the fact that she comes with a lot of baggage and she comes with this, I don't know, really. I don't know. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for them to find a way forward. I think she's just going to do exactly the same thing that what's her name did, that Maddie did, whereby she's going to look for faults with this man until she finds a good enough fault for her to be allowed to leave the process. And then once she leaves, she can go about and do interviews and complain bitterly about how horrible her husband he was. Because otherwise, I don't see why she says I don't trust him for writing stay. If he had written leave, then she would have said, I was right. I told you he wasn't serious about marriage, and now look, he's the first person to write leave. So he can't win either way. Yes, he was wrong for the way he spoke to her, but still she is wrong as well for the way she's behaved in this relationship. And unless the two of them can take ownership of their faults, and unless the two of them can sort of try to find a way forward, it's really going to be very hard for them. It's really going to be very hard. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next week, and because it's partner swap. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 8. Bye guys.